Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 7th Annual Canadian Dairy Expo. We're very excited to be here this morning and have you guys as our special guests. This is my wife. That's one of the reasons why I'm excited, is to have my wife here, Donna Underhill, and together we manage the Dairy Expo with a fabulous team here. Again, you're our special guest, so if you need anything through the show, look for somebody in a Dairy Expo shirt and we'd be happy to help you out. Of course, we're here to talk about poultry, a poultry industry announcement. And just before we get into that, a few things about who we are. It's very much a family business with Donna and our two sons, Hayden and Sterling. Much like a farm business, we operate it with the support of a great team. We actually do also operate a farm business ourselves, Pedigree Livestock, so this complements that. We exclusively build, own, and manage national livestock shows. We don't get into anything else. That's our focus. We're very proud and humbled and honored that the Canadian Dairy Expo has become the largest showcase for the dairy industry in Canada, with about 16,000 plus producers coming from across the country and 350 qualified dairy companies from over 40 countries. With that said, we're going to move on to the next slide. And I'm sure everybody's ready. I'm sure everybody has some ideas and some hints, but let's reveal the brand here. Gretchen, if you can help us. So you'll see some similarities there. Thank you. You'll see some similarities there to the Dairy Expo, a trilingual brand, English, French, and Dutch, operating in November, and again, a national showcase bringing poultry producers together from across the country to learn from each other, to learn from industry, to access the latest in global innovation, and to be educated. The next slide shows very distinctly why the show is here in Ontario and why the show is here in Stratford to represent the country. If you look at the concentration of dairy operations in Ontario and also poultry operations, there's no question when you look at that hour-and-a-half radius around Stratford, it's the highest concentration of commercial poultry and dairy production in the country, and I will say some of the best farmland as well, which supports those operations.
The Canadian Poultry Expo has been developed based on a need in the marketplace for Canadian poultry producers to access both international innovation and high-level education. CPX is modeled after the proven and very successful Canadian Dairy Expo, and will be focusing on broiler, layer, and turkey markets. Our strategy is to pull not only the existing poultry producers from across Canada, but bring into new entrants into the category coming from dairy and other ag sectors. At CDX 2020, we'll be handing out one free admission ticket to all of our attending dairy farmers that come, as our surveys show that 18% currently have poultry quota and 31% are interested in poultry production.
So we talked about innovation being the driving force, no different with the Dairy Expo. When we launched the show, we had 4 milking robots beside each other for the first time in the world so producers could compare. We had producers here with stopwatches checking attachment times. We couldn't even run the demonstration because it was so busy. So a good problem to have. Poultry will be similar. Poultry Coliseum in the back. That's a permanent structure that we've invested in, will be the demonstration showcase. Of course, no live birds on site, but those robotic innovations will be operating. And different than maybe some other trade shows, we actually spend a lot of time traveling and learning from other trade shows. I think we actually have a guest here from Eurotier, which is the largest livestock show in the world, in Germany, and we definitely learn from not only the show, but from their management team and share ideas, which helps. So these are 3 innovations that we will be bringing to the first Poultry Expo in November 2020 that'll operate in that Poultry Coliseum and I think set the stage for an innovation event.
And then just wanting to show you our amazing team that's helped build CDX. They're our team. We consider them part of our family. We've been proven and built the CDX from the ground up, and we will continue to do so for the Canadian Poultry Expo. So all of our existing team will help us build that show as well. So we're really proud to let everyone know that.
Of course, you set a vision, you have a concept and you set a vision, and then you share it with the industry to find out if it's for real. And so we've spent time meeting with industry partners, again, in 10 categories, similar to the Dairy Expo, identifying those 10 key categories in the poultry industry. And we're very excited and proud to say that we have 5 of our 10 signed on, not only for 1 year, but for 3 years. ADM, Farmers Pharmacy, SureGain, Nutrico, and also RBC and MMP. And watch for further announcements on the other 5. But these 5 have taken a leap of faith in some way, and backed us up and really understood the vision from day one. So we just want to say a big heartfelt thank you for that belief and that support. We're going to turn it over to our special guests. I believe we have 4 or 5 speakers speaking, and again, those supporters have got the vision from day one. And Donna said I'm not allowed to tell stories, but I'm going to tell a quick one here before Mayor Dan Matheson comes up. I can remember in 2012 meeting in his office and talking about this Dairy Expo concept, and I didn't know him, he didn't know me. I heard he was a big picture thinker, so I knew we had to sell something big. And I said, I think the Dairy Expo is going to represent Canada, and I think it's going to take over Stratford. And of course, you sure hope, but you don't know. And after that first day, and a lot of parking problems in 2013, my phone rings from the mayor, and he said, you were right. The Dairy Expo is definitely taking over Stratford, and we're going to have to deal with parking because the councillor phones are ringing off the hook. So thanks for putting up with us for 7 years, Mayor Dan Matheson, and we're going to turn it over to you.
Well, it's a privilege to be here on behalf of the community, and first I want to congratulate Jordan and Donna on an outstanding CDX, and as usual, you've exceeded all expectations of what we expected from day one. And that to finish that story, Jordan forgot to tell you, we had about 6 to 8 inches of snow the night before CDX started. And so the roads in this area were kind of crazy. Transit buses couldn't get there. School buses were late for school. And snow plows couldn't get down the roads because, like most farmers, they're focused on getting to where they have to be, and they just drop the trucks wherever they need it and headed over here to the Dairy Expo. So we've had some great growing pains, but it's an outstanding show, and it's a great brand for Stratford, and it speaks to the agricultural community not only within Perth County but across Canada and around the world. And as Jordan had pointed out, you won't find anything more rich than the agricultural farmland and business within an hour and a half's drive of Stratford. We're very excited to support Jordan and Donna with the expansion into the Canadian Poultry Show. It's not without its challenges, but any great thing has to have challenges to make it work. And Jordan and Donna have a vision of what they want to do for egg production and egg commodities and, of course, the egg industry across Canada and right here in our community. And we're happy and proud to support them. This facility has come to life because of CDX, and I'm sure CPX will continue to add to it. Over the first 3 years, I know that we will work to grow into many different spaces within this building, and we're committed to supporting the Underhills. They came to us with a vision, and they have lived up to every expectation and promise they've made and exceeded them by far. So on behalf of the community, I want to congratulate them and thank you for continuing to put ag on the forefront within this community and across the county. Perth County, of course, is the #1 agricultural production county in the country, and we're proud as the city of Stratford to be part of it. But I look across the rich farmlands, and I grew up in a farming family that goes back to the 1870s. Just the next time city goes across to the north, my family farm that my grandfather or great-grandfather started will actually come into the city. But I think where that has come from over many years, and I'm just proud to see, you know, whether it's Port Congress, which goes back many years, but CDX and CPX have far exceeded any expectations, and it just continues to prove you're in the heartland of agricultural production. So to Jordan and Donna, your entire team and staff, thank you, and you have our unwavering support. And I know that you've got the deputy mayor running around here. I think he's the ambassador of CDX for us. Martin's doing a great job, and Councillor Gaffney, so thanks so much, and all the best to everyone over the next couple days.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here representing SureGain Trout Nutrition. For those who are not familiar with our organization, Trout Nutrition, that's our international brand. We're a nutrition and feed company that works worldwide 10,000 employees in 80 different countries when you include our fish business as well. In Canada, we're obviously known to most of you through the brand of Suregain, a brand that's over 80 years old, and have the pleasure of working directly with primary producers. So interesting, the poultry transition here for CPX from DPX, however you want to put it, the dairy show, a similar transition for many producers. There's lots of people in the dairy business that have transitioned to poultry. I myself grew up on a dairy farm, started with dairy and with Suregain, and transitioned to poultry. So excited to see this come to Stratford, which seems to be the center of agriculture, as mentioned. Not only have the Dairy Expo, the upcoming Poultry Expo, but the Swine Conference is always held here as well. That being said, excited for two particular reasons to join up as founding members. One is the ability to work with primary producers. That's key to our business, and this event is obviously key for decision makers and the primary producers in the industry, whether it's Canada or Ontario. Secondary would be innovation, and this event brings lots of opportunities for us to meet and see what's new in the industry, to grow and become more efficient and better. And it's one of the key pillars of our organization. When I joined Suregain a number of years ago, it was after seeing their research farm and their facilities and deciding that it was an exciting place to join. And today we have our research facility not too far from here, south of Woodstock, an 850-acre site that we continue to utilize for research, whether it's testing products or bringing new products to the market. So with that being said, it's a pleasure to be here. Looking forward to upcoming things on the CPX and seeing you in November of 2020. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Lana Conabear, and I farm with my parents just south of Listowel, Ontario. Our farm consists of dairy, poultry, and cash crop operations. My position within the farm is the dairy herd manager, but on the poultry side, I assist with paperwork as well as getting the barns ready in between flocks. When a farmer is already familiar with supply management, there seems to be a receptiveness and increased curiosity of poultry operations. For young farmers, an openness to explore multiple income streams will become increasingly important in the future, as financial diversification will come to play a crucial role in a farm's ability to maintain financial sustainability. Poultry farming offers a unique opportunity for young individuals who are either looking for a way to initially access farming and grow their equity, or for those who are already farmers and are looking to diversify. The adaptable schedule of daily chores in a poultry barn and the highly sophisticated monitoring systems in these facilities make it possible for farmers to have a chicken farm while either generating off-farm income or have this as an addition to their current farming operation. The Canadian Poultry Expo can offer a very valuable experience. It creates a space where industry information and experts are omnipresent. The CPX can bring together all required trades, businesses, and information related to the poultry industry in one concise place, just as a Dairy Expo does the dairy industry. When you're being introduced to an industry, you want to be able to seek out the people and businesses you need to work with, those who will assist you in barn design, developing the right ventilation systems, developing your management protocols, as well as assist you in navigating industry regulations. A poultry-specific event allows farmers to access all of this in a timely manner. It makes the time spent both worthwhile for the farmers and the vendor. Quality assurance programs such as ProAction for the dairy sector, as well as the on-farm food safety assurance program and animal care programs in the poultry sector, are incredibly important for both industries. These programs ensure rigorous levels of food safety and animal health and welfare standards. Farmers involved in both of these industries already know these standards well. In order to have the greatest benefit from these programs, our industries must continue to operate transparently so our consumers can see the benefits from these regulations and consequently will continue to place their trust in us as farmers. As the next generation of farmers continue to look into the future, the only thing that will remain constant is change. So to ensure that we are well equipped, we need to have flexible and diverse farming portfolios. Poultry farming, and therefore by extension the CPX, can most certainly play a role in this. Thanks.
So good morning, everyone. My name is Hernando Restrepo. I am the Regional Sales Manager for ADM Animal Nutrition here in Ontario. So I have the pleasure to be one of the founding partners on the CDX. I remember when I had the opportunity to meet with Jordan and Donna over 4 years ago to explore the opportunity to become one of the founding partners at this point. So right now, year to date, we feel very proud and happy for the decision that we took 4 years ago to become a founding partner. So since that, we have been be an exhibitor as well here at the Canadian Dairy Expo. And one of the main goals that we as a company, as ADM, as one of the largest feed companies, the processor company worldwide, is always bringing innovative ideas to the producers. And as well, one of the things that we have been focusing on the dairy side is always talking with the farmers to switch the mentality to be just dairy farmers. They are dairy business producers. So always looking the dairy enterprise as a business. This is one of the key points that we have been talking with the farmers, bringing this kind of ideas, programs, and concepts to the whole time that we have been facing the reality on the farm industry here in Canada. At the same time, we as a company, we saw a big opportunity to keep supporting the agriculture industry in Ontario, in Canada, being part as well as a founding partner for the Canadian Poultry Expo. For us, again, as a global company, we're always looking to bring new ideas, new concepts, new programs, how to support the agriculture business in Ontario. So at this point, the ADM feels very happy and proud to be part of the Canadian Dairy Expo at the same time for the Canadian Poultry Expo. Good job. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. We were kind of surprised that we were invited to speak at this event, but we are actually crossed over from dairy with poultry. We started with dairy in the Stratford area, moved to the Embro area 35 years ago, almost 35 cows, and now we're working on 2 locations. And one of our sons, it became pretty obvious that he was more interested in playing with equipment and ranching than he was really into the dairy. He is really capable of doing anything he wants. And we expanded in cash cropping, and then all of a sudden we needed more equipment. We grew into the custom work business because of his talents. And a few years ago I said to him, are you sure you're able to do this when you're going to be in your 50s or your 60s? Maybe you should be considering something else for the future. And so maybe you should think about some poultry. And I was thinking more along the line of broilers. And he decided, and he said, no, Dad, I want to do egg production, layers. So we pursued that road and started off. I guess we just put a 3rd flock in at the home farm, and because of limitations in growth that's in the layer industry, we actually have a 2nd location that we produce eggs onto. And so far we're really happy to be in diverse businesses, and it's really set up for the next generation. Right.
Good morning, everyone. Like Ben said, part of our succession plan started about in 2013, and we separated into our equipment into that 2nd company, and the layers have really fit into our whole succession plan. So and as Alana had said earlier, we really did have to investigate. As dairy farmers, you really have a huge learning curve for egg production. So both Ben and Bernie did a lot of research, and we have an aviary system barn now that is doing very well and works very well in our whole operation with our two sons. And we're looking forward to the new show coming up next year for poultry. We have been coming to the Dairy Expo all 7 years, so we're really looking forward to the new show, and congratulations.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks very much for being here. Bonjour tout le monde, je suis heureux d'être ici aujourd'hui. I want to begin by acknowledging that we are on the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe and Adirondack peoples, and I'm delighted to be here. I want to congratulate Jordan and Donna for operating CDX for 6 years now, 7th year, and it looks like it's going to be exciting. CDX allows dairy producers to see the latest technological innovations and learn about methods of production. It highlights pride in dairy, and we see that throughout the show, the importance of the dairy sector in our economy and in our lives. Looking around here, and as we've heard, this show has really taken off, and so congratulations to Jordan and Donna and everyone else involved. You talked about your team, and that's really a part of the success, so congratulations. They've worked hard for years to bring producers together under one roof to exhibit the latest and greatest developments in the dairy industry. Of course, we're also here today to celebrate the launch of a new show, the Canadian Poultry Expo, which will open in November of 2020. This is an exciting new event, and I'm sure it will be just as successful as the show that we're here today at. Everyone knows that agriculture is an important part, a vital part of the Canadian economy. It contributes over $110 billion annually to our GDP and employs 2.3 million people. The dairy and poultry industries are major pieces of that pie. Dairy contributes $19.9 billion per year to the GDP and employs 221,000 people. Chicken contributes $6.8 billion and employs 87,000 people. And the turkey production contributes $1.1 billion and employs over 14,000 people. In this province, agriculture is particularly important in our lives and who we are as Ontarians. Even though Ontario only has 8% of Canada's farmland, we account for 1/4 of Canada's gross revenue in agriculture. We grow over 200 agricultural commodities here in the province, and the agri-food sector contributes $35 billion annually to the economy. Farmers and others in the ag industry should be proud of the accomplishments of all of us here in the room and beyond. Entrepreneurial endeavors like this new show are a cornerstone of agriculture and really help highlight the amazing things that are happening in the industry. There will be over 200 companies, I understand, from around the world featured at the upcoming CPX, and attendees will be able to participate in interactive demonstrations and hear from educational speakers and expert panels. Agricultural education programs and fairs and exhibitions and trade shows like this one reach millions of Canadians every year and support the whole idea of the locally grown food movement. I gave one of my first statements in the Senate chamber last May. I talked about the importance and value of fairs, exhibitions, and trade shows in Ontario and across Canada. In Canada, Ontario is a leader in entrepreneurship, with participation rate in our province rising from 11.7% to 11.7% in 2013 to 14.4% in 2015. The entrepreneurial sector is growing, and we should be excited about the intersection between entrepreneurship and agriculture and the opportunities that can stem from it. I am well aware that there are currently concerns in the industry about surrounding our recent trade deals that threaten our supply managed sectors, which particularly include dairy and poultry. You may be glad to know that the Senate Standing Committee on Agriculture and Forestry is currently undergoing or working on a study around the impacts of the new trade agreements on the sector. And so we've heard from dairy and we've heard from the poultry sectors certainly on the matter. And we'll soon be publishing a report which will be directed at government, and hopefully it might have something, some good to work towards. Our primary goal is to protect our supply-managed agricultural industries, which are crucial to to Canada and the agricultural industry. Through the Canadian Dairy Expo and the soon to see Canadian Poultry Expo, the impressive innovation and entrepreneurship of people like Jordan and Donna will help to showcase and are helping to showcase the amazing ideas and the resiliency of the ag industry. Again, congratulations, Jordan and Don, on the great success of this show and the launch of the new show. It is an honor and a privilege to be here to represent the Senate of Canada as you launch your new show. Thanks very much. Merci beaucoup.